on quite a roll here, 6 in a row in the league. What's kind of the message after a weekend like that where you get another sweep on the road this time to the team?
Well, we just need to stay, vigilant in terms of our attention to detail, how we practice, the type of mentality that we have as a team. And, we had a good weekend in terms of offensive production, but generally speaking, we're going to be a team that wins through our strong defensive play, through how physical we are, through our commitment to being a winning team, doing the little things that it takes to be successful. So I don't anticipate, I'd love to, but I don't anticipate scoring 10 goals a weekend. I anticipate having to win a lot of 2-1, 3-2 games down the stretch of the season. So in order to do that, you have to be highly committed to doing the right things.
What are you guys trying to do? I know you guys obviously don't look ahead past Brown, but Yale's a big game as far as where they are in the standings. What are you trying to do to focus on Brown? What are you trying to get the team to focus?
I mean, Brown's a bigger game. Brown's 2 points behind us, and the season series is on the line. We tied in their building. The difference between second place and 10th place in our league is 4 points. We're not concerned with standings. We're not going to concern ourselves with that. But you are concerned with your opponent. And your opponent's Brown, and you know where they are, and you know the fact that the season series is on the line. So I don't care if you tie for 9th or if you tie for 2nd. If you win the season series against the team, you have that tiebreaker. The game in their building was tied. So this is game 7 in terms of a hockey playing mentality against Brown on Friday night. The winner of this game controls the season series and therefore controls their own destiny against that team in terms of where you finish in the standings.
You said that you're not expect to score 10 goals a weekend, but where do you think that goal scoring is coming from as far as the team goes?
Well, we're getting better depth of scoring. I think we're starting to see more consistent contributions from guys throughout the lineup. The weekend before, Mark Miller, who's more of our third, fourth line center, chipped in with 3 goals. That weekend, Mike Zaleski and Milos Bubela, their line scored a lot of goals. Where then this weekend, it was a little bit more power play, a little bit more the sophomores, Matt Neal, Jacob LaLiberte, Ryan Haggerty, guys like that. Along with Nick Balin that provided a lot of the offense. So it's a good thing. We're getting more contribution throughout our lineup. The weekend before, Mark McGowan's line had a couple goals. So I think, the last 3 weekends are showing where we're good offensively, which is in our depth. We don't have a guy that's going to score 25, 30 goals this year, but we do believe we have guys throughout our 4 lines and our D-core that can contribute offensively. And that's been our strength in the last 3 league weekends.
I know a lot of the statistics, goals and assists, come from who's around you, but do you think Nick Balin is playing at a higher level than he has been early in the season? Or?
Yeah, regardless of points, yes. He's playing the last 5 weeks, I believe, is the best hockey he's played in his career at RPI. Better than when he was an All-American as a sophomore. Nick's always been good for us. He competes, he's tough, he's physical, he blocks shots. But, I think his consistency of play at both ends of the ice and details, habits, all of those things have been really, really high in these last 5 weeks. He's playing winning hockey. And it's one thing to do that as a sophomore. Sometimes as a sophomore, you're along for the ride when guys like Chase and Brian Brutlag and Jeff Foss, John Kennedy, Alan York, guys like that were leading the way. And as a younger guy, you can just kind of be along for the ride. But when you're a senior, we're relying on guys like CJ and Nick because we don't have a lot of other guys. Greg Bergdorfer to set a tone and show the way for our younger guys. And I think in the last 5 weeks, all 3 of those guys have done a real good job, and especially Nick, in terms of his play.
And finally, Coach, back to Brown. What is something you have seen on tape, or what is something you guys need to do well in order to get a win?
Well, they're playing great hockey. I think they're 5-1 in their last 6, and I really like the way they're playing. I've watched them on video. I've watched 2 of their games on video, and you know what they are? They're just a tenacious, physical, mean hockey team. They're very good defensively right now. Borelli is playing as good as any goalie in the country. And they have a few offensive guys that are contributing, Matt Laredo especially, So they have a lot of things going in a positive direction, probably similar to that we do, being a hard, physical, good defensive team with good goaltending. And so it's going to be a real battle, and I'm expecting that we're going to have to fight for every inch out there if we want to try to win that game.